Okay. Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning, students. Good morning, Vishaka, Anchal. Good morning. Isha, Amar, Maithili, Ankita. Good morning, everyone. So we were discussing chapter number 7, right? So you are on the advanced text TDS and TCS. We had covered a lot of portions. We had covered entire TDS. We have covered the entire portion of the TDS. Any queries in the TDS? Have you read whatever we discussed in the last session? Everyone, Anchal, Vishaka, Maithili, have you read? And is there anything which you are finding difficult or any queries in that? Let me share my screen. I hope every one of you got the class files, right? All the class files were uploaded. The summary of deductions also uploaded. I hope you have received it, right? Okay. So the concept of TDS we had completed. Okay. So now we'll go on to the advanced text. But I'll request everyone, please, if you haven't read, please do read it today. If you will read it simultaneously, if you have any queries, I can also resolve, right? And that will help you to gain the confidence on the chapter. Because see, deductions was a chapter where I can write a lot of things. But here there are small provisions. So we haven't written a lot of things in the Excel, in the notes, right? But we have studied more from the book only. The next concept that we are going to study is advanced text. Again, very important and very interesting concept. For this, we will solve one or two numericals as well, right? So let's start. First, this concept we will discuss on the Excel, and then we'll come to the book. Tell me, we discussed a concept pay as you earn. We have discussed a concept pay as you earn, right? So the government wants money so that they can run the country, right? It will not make sense to pay the taxes at the end. Government needs money through entire round the year. So that's why they have made the levied the concept of advanced tax. Advanced tax. Now we had written in the starting, if we go to our first session of TDS, we had made this chart, collection of tax. Here, advanced tax is pay quarterly if estimated tax liability is greater than 10,000, not applicable for senior citizen having no PGBP income. Right? For them, the advanced tax is not applicable. Now let's take an example. Now, how does it actually works? How does it actually works? Now, let's suppose I have taken the old regime. I've taken the old regime. Now, there are 4 dates. There are 4 installments in which there are 4 quarterly installments in which, sorry, uh, whether it is old regime or new regime, it is applicable. I'll take an example of the old regime. Let's suppose there are 4 quarterly installments. You need to pay tax in 4 quarterly installments. First is June 15th, 2026. So, sorry, it will be 25. We are discussing previous year, 25, 26. Then it would be September 15th to, and then it will be December 15th. Whatever is the mid of the last month of the quarter, right? Then it is March 15th. March 15, 2026. So these are the 4 installments in which we need to pay the advance tax. Now tell me, ideally, how much I should pay? Now on June 15th, it is just 2.5 months. It is just 2.5 months of the year has passed. Can I estimate my full year income with much accuracy? Can I estimate my full year income with accuracy? What do you think? The answer is no, because I don't know what will happen in the next year, what will happen in the upcoming months. So here you are required to deposit only 15%. Now, if you will calculate the quarterly installment, it should be 25% each, but no here. Here it will be 15%. Here it will be 45%. And here it will be 75%. Here it will be 100%. We will take some numerical examples through which you will understand better. Now tell me, let's take an example. I am in the old regime. Let's take an example. I am in the old regime. Now, I am in the old regime and my income is as follows. Now, what I will do on June 15th, think practically. Let's suppose you are stepping in the shoes of a businessman. You are doing the calculations for a business, for a company, for an individual. You are doing the calculations for an individual who has come to you. Okay, he is asking you, sir, please calculate my advance tax. Now, he has informed you that I have PGBP income of. Now, first of all, at June 15th, he need to estimate the income. He will estimate his income, his estimated income. Because he need to estimate the income, how much will be the taxes. But this estimation will not be as proper. So that's why they said only 15% is required, not 25%. So estimated income. Let's suppose they say my estimated income is PGBP is 15 lakhs. This is the estimated income for the year. PGBP will be 15 lakh and I will have interest income of 1 lakh. Can you calculate the taxes? Can you please calculate the taxes on this? What will be my estimated tax liability? What will be my estimated tax liability? Everyone, please calculate, please participate. Then Lakshmi, how come 24 lakhs? The income is 16 lakh. How the taxes can be 24 lakhs? 240K you are saying. Are you following the old regime or the new regime? Are you following the old regime or new regime? Old regime, okay. Now let me calculate it separately. I'm doing a rough work this side. Up to 2,50,000. Then next 2,50,000. Then next 5 lakh. Then next 6 lakh. It will be 0, 5%, 20%, 30%. Who was saying 2,40,000? Is 290 to 500 correct? Now you are again incorrect. Mathili, Vishakha. Where is the cess? Where is the health and education cess? The answer will be 3,04,200. Everyone, are you with me? This is a simple question I asked you. So my tax liability is 3,04,200. Now how much I need to deposit? Now advance tax liability. Advance tax. How much advance tax I am required to deposit? I am required to deposit 15%. Now how much will be the advance tax amount? Can I say 3,04,200 into 15%? This will be 45,630. 45,630. Let's suppose I pay advance tax of 30,000. Leave two more column space here, okay? Leave two more columns space. A bigger table we are making. After this, I will also make two other columns. Leave the space accordingly. This is the advance tax liability. This is advance tax paid. Is everyone with me till here? Okay, clear. Next. Let's suppose what I will let's suppose now the September 15 is coming. Let's suppose now September 15 is coming. What I will do at September 15? Again, I will estimate my income. Again, I will estimate my income. And let's suppose my income has reduced. It has become 12x. It has become 12x. What will be my tax liability? Can you quickly calculate? Now, now I expect everyone should be correct. Okay. Only 3-4 people are replying. Dhanlakshmi, Anil, I want your answers. Isha, Amar, Ayodhya, Tanisha, everyone. Try it. What will be the tax liability? Yes, this 15, 45, 75 and 100 is the rule. And it is logical as well, Maithili, because in the first quarter, ideally 25% becomes the equal installment, but in the first, second quarter, you don't know much of about your income, so that's why they kept lower percentages. Again, I'm receiving different answer, 2,10,600 and 179,400. Why this confusion is there, everyone? See, up to 10 lakhs, 1,12,500 is the tax. Plus, on the next 3 lakh, 30% is the tax. And on this total, 4% cess is there. 2,10,600. Tanisha, how come? How come you are calculating 1,79,400? Tanisha, is that clear? Advance tax. They need to deposit 45%. What will come 45%? This much. Minus I have already deposited 30,000 that I will reduce. Now how much is my liability? How much my liability is 64,770. And let's suppose I have deposited 60,000 here. Let's suppose I have deposited 60,000 here. Clear? On the same on 15th of December, I will do it. Let's suppose my income has now increased. My PGBP income has gone up to 20 lakhs. And interest income is 1 lakh, 21 lakh. Now quickly calculating the tax liability. I can see you all have not practiced the calculation of tax liability questions. That although that is yet to come, but slab rates and all you already know, right? This is coming 4,60,200. Then it will come 75%. Now this minus 30,000 is already deposited. Minus 60,000 is already deposited. This is the balance left. Let's suppose on this date I deposit 2 lakh. Now March 15th. Again, I will estimate my income here. Let's suppose my income has reduced to increase to, let's suppose I'm increasing it for the sake of better example, I'm increasing it to 25 lakhs. Now this will come 6 lakh 6,16,200. 6,16,200. Everyone, is that clear? Are you with me till here? You will deposit the 100% of taxes here. 100% will become this much. Now how much is already deposited? 30, 60, 200. The net is 326. Let's suppose on this date I deposit 3 lakhs. Is that clear? How do we make the calculations? This is the actual life scenario. But will this be asked in the exam like this? The answer is no. Now, tell me, here I was required to deposit 45,000. I have deposited 30,000. Here also I have deposited less. Here also I have less. Here also less. What do you think? If I am depositing less, will interest be charged me on it? If I will deposit less, will interest be charged on it? Because if you will not charge the interest, no one will pay the advance tax, right? So interest will be charged on it. How much interest will be charged? Let's see. First of all, for comparing the shortfall, now think logically. I have intentionally, yes, Anil, correct. If we will not charge the interest, everyone will deposit the lesser amounts. Think logically. Now I need to compare how much is the shortfall. How much is the shortfall? Now can I leave one column space here and then, okay, just don't copy it. I'm just calculating it. Can I say my shortfall is 15? 15,630. Is that correct answer? Don't copy it. Can I say my shortfall of deposit is 15,630? Is that correct answer? Anchal Harshal says yes. Think logically. Here the income was 16 lakhs because I estimated the income wrong. My income is actually 26 lakhs. Will they allow you the 15% of this liability? 3,04,200, but your actual liability is 6 lakh. If they will allow like this, always your projections will be less. If they will allow like this, your projections will be less. So they say, okay, this is the internal calculation you do. But yes, because such less estimation, otherwise no one will estimate correctly, right? So we will see the returned income. When you file the return, how much is your returned income? Let's suppose in nutshell, this was on March 15, but I closed it on 27 lakh income. Let's suppose when I closed the year, when I'm filing the return, my income is 27 lakhs. Now what will happen? My income is 27 lakhs. If my income is 27 lakh, how much will be the tax liability? Tax liability will be this much. 6,47,400. This will be my tax liability. Now I will take these respective percentages of 6,47,400. Now I will calculate, okay, my liability is 647,400. I will calculate this into 15%, this into 45%, because otherwise no one will estimate correctly if you will take the estimated liability. Because what is the actual income? Actual income is the return income for which you are filing the return of income into how much? 75%. This into 100%. This is you are required to deposit. This is you are required to deposit actually. So you cannot calculate the shortfall like this. This is incorrect. Now how much is the shortfall? This is the liability. how much is the shortfall? My shortfall of deposit is this minus 30K. Now tell me, for this I need to charge interest. This I call as interest under section 234C. Because I haven't paid the correct amount on time, I need to charge interest of 234C. Government will charge me an interest of 234C. Now, interest is, now tell me, from June 15 to June, now per month or part of the month is considered. Now from June 15th or to September 15th, we will charge interest for 3 months, 1% per month into 3%. This is the interest we will charge. These are 3 months period, June 15 to September 15. It is the interest that we will charge. Second, here, how much is the shortfall? How much is the shortfall here? See, 291 is required to be deposited. How much is already deposited? 291 is required. 30K is already deposited. So 30K is already deposited. The net liability was this much, 261. 261 was the liability. But I have deposited how much? Only 60K. Now this is the shortfall. On this, I will again charge 3 months interest. Here, 485 was the liability. Minus 30K I have deposited. Minus 60K I have deposited. Net is this much, 395. 2 lakh I have deposited. Sorry, how much is the shortfall? 395 minus 2 lakh, 195. On this also 3%. On this also 3%. Next is 647. I have deposited 30K. I have deposited 60K. I have deposited 200K. How much was my liability? 357. How much I have deposited? 3 lakh. So my due is, this is the shortfall. Sorry, shortfall is, I've calculated 57,400 and this is the interest. Now tell me, the last installment is March 15th. Per month or part of the month? We need to charge interest till March 31st. So we will charge interest for how many months here? We will charge interest for 1 month here. 1 month here. Clear? This will be the total 234C interest. Am I clear till here? This is the total interest under section 234C. This is how the entire calculation is being made. Now copy this. Then I will take one more scenario in this. I will just change a little bit figures. Done. Can I move forward? Is it clear till here, everyone? Is it clear till here, everyone? What if you pay more? Nothing. You will not be charged any interest. Anil, okay, I'll answer you on the interest. On we will get the will we get the interest? Okay. Now one more. Just I will change a few figures. Again, you will not be able to note it down because I'm just copy pasting it. So it's better you just listen to me first, and then you will get the notes. Then you can copy it. Okay. Let's suppose the advance tax I have paid is, let me see. Let's suppose I have paid advance tax of 80,000. Let's suppose I have paid advance tax of 80,000 here, first installment. Now, how much is the shortfall? 17,000. Amar, I'll come to all the questions. Okay, let me complete, because you will have 2-3 more questions. I will cover all of that. Now, advance tax paid is 80,000. Now, see here, the government says you were required to deposit 15%, but we understand that at June 15th, it's not practically possible to estimate all of this. Now, how much is the shortfall? 17,000. 17,000 is the shortfall. But if here the liability to deposit was 15%, but if you deposit up to 12%, how much is the 12%? If you deposit up to 12%, 77, how much you have deposited? 80,000. Then also we will not charge you any interest. We will not charge you any interest. If you have paid up to 12%, we will not charge you any interest. The next thing it says here, I need to deposit. Second installment is I need to deposit 45%, but they put a cap of 36%. 233. Let me calculate. 160. Let me deposit 1,60,000 here. Let's suppose here I have deposited 1,60,000. Now here, ideally 2,11,000 was the liability. There was a shortfall of 51,000, but I calculate here 36%. I calculate here 36%. If I have deposited this much till now, I have deposited 233. Sorry, I have deposited 2,33,000. I have deposited 2,40,000 till here. Then there will be no shortfall considered. There will be no interest charged. There will be no interest charged. Is this provision clear? Here their limits are 75 and 100 only. There is no change in these limits. So how you can remember this? 15 into 3 is 45%. Same with 12 into 3 is 36%. 12 into 3 is 36%. Clear? Now how this all interest works? See here. This is your year. This is 1st of April 2025. This is 31st of March 2026. You need to pay advance tax during the year. If you do not pay, we charge 234C. We charge 234C interest. Now tell me, 234C interest is of during the year. So it will be charged for the period till 31st of March 2026. Now after this, it will be charged till 31st March. Let's suppose you file your return here. Individual return due date is 31st July. Let's suppose this is 31st of July. If you do not pay the taxes, it doesn't mean the interest meter will stop here. Interest meter should continue because they have not deposited the taxes. Let's suppose they have filed the return and deposited the taxes here. Filed the return and deposited taxes here. Then in this scenario, we will charge here interest under section 234B. We will charge interest under section 234B. Getting it? So till 31st March, it was the responsibility of 234C. Now after 31st March, it is 234B for the payment of taxes. Arun Sagar, 4 months. April, it starts from 1st of April. April, May, June, July, 4 months. It will be the 4 months interest. Clear? So it will be 4 months interest till 31st of July. Interest under section 234B. Now, if you file late, let's suppose if you file late, your due date to file return is 31st July 2026. If you file late, then and you, let's suppose if you file it and you haven't deposited your taxes as well, 234 will continue. Let me take an example. Okay, let me just copy paste this only. Here, let's suppose it was filed on time. Hold on to the questions. I'll come to all of this. Let me just explain the concept first. Okay. Let's suppose 31st March was the due date. Now, 31st July was the due date. I filed the return on 30th of November. I filed the return on 30th of November. Now, due date is 31st July. There will be, because for this period to this period, there will be interest under section 234B till the time you deposit the taxes. Plus, you have filed the return date late. So, till due date, there is no problem. After the due date, till the time you file the return, there will be interest under section 234A. 200 per day is TDS return penalty, not the income tax return penalty. Arun Sagar, this we are discussing the normal income tax return. Okay. So there the interest will apply for this period under section 234A. Is this chart clear, everyone? Clear? Everyone, is this clear? Now someone asked, if we pay extra, do we get interest? Because if we are paying less, government is charging interest. If we pay extra, do we get interest? In case of refund, we get interest. The interest starts from 1st April 2026 till the time we get refund. So it is, interest will start from 1st April 2026. That is the beginning of assessment year. You will not get in between time period. Like they will charge interest for advanced tax, but 234C, but they will not give interest for that. That is from beginning of assessment year till the time we get refund. Clear? Everyone, are you with me? Now, if you have any queries left, now, okay, one last thing left. Interest under section 234B, if you have paid up to 90%, like there was a clause of 12 and 36% there. Now it says if you have paid up to 90% of the taxes, then it is not applicable. Till 31st March, you already paid 90% of the taxes due. Then this interest is not applicable. If you have paid up to 90%, then it is not applicable. Clear? Yes, not 234 is applicable from 1st of April only. So Before that, anyways, it is not applicable. Clear? Okay. One more small concept is there in the book. Let me discuss it here. Then it will be easy to go to the book. See, I have discussed this case. I have dealt with this case practically as well. Now, what happens? Let me tell you practicality here. It was last year, I think, the time of February. It was even not last year, this year only. See, what is the due date? What is the due date of the last quarter? March 15th. Now, because ultimately government needs money to run the country, the government creates targets for advance tax. This is what internally happens in the department, income tax department. The government creates targets. Let's suppose there are wards, income tax wards are there, everyone understand? Income tax area, whichever area you live in, that is divided in between different wards. Okay, according to whatever specifications they have, they're divided in different wards. Let's suppose I live in, I'm just taking an example, I live in a city, Jaipur. Let's suppose I live in Jaipur. Now let's suppose Jaipur, I'm not aware Jaipur is divided in how many wards or something. Let's suppose it is divided in 5 wards. I'm just assuming let's divide it in 5 wards. Now let's take a case of any ward. Now they will see, okay, ward number 1, the collection for the last year was 100 CR. But this year the collection is only, this is for last year. Now this is how income tax works. This is the last year collection. Now current year the collection is just 70 CR. Now what the income tax officer will do, the ITO will do, they will get targets from above. Okay, the collection we need to increase because we need to run the country. They have internal targets. Now they will see, okay, some deposit is less. Now they will identify individual wise. Now they will identify PAN number wise. Okay, they will see there are 3 persons. Let's suppose there are 3 persons who deposited lot of taxes last year, but not in current year. So that's why the figure is getting decreased. Now they issue a notice. They issue you a notice. This notice I think I dealt with 4-5 years ago. This notice I dealt 4-5 years ago. I had received in one case of one of the clients. So this notice says, okay, last year you had deposited this much of taxes, or your assessment was concluded at this much of taxes. So accordingly, you should pay the advance tax of this much. This is the last installment. Let's suppose last year you paid in 10 crore taxes. Now this year you have paid only, let's suppose this year you have paid only 3 crore. This is last year you have paid. This year you have paid only 3 crores. Now please pay the rest 7 CR. Pay 7 CR. This is not penalty. They are just trying to increase their advance tax collection. They will say pay 7 CR till March 15th. Now tell me, if this order comes in March, will it make any sense? Will the assessee get time to pay till March 15th? If this order comes in March, will it make any sense? Because the assessee will not get time to collect the taxes and pay the taxes, to arrange the taxes. So this order is received till February only. This order is received till February only. You will see this in the book as well. Now, there can be 2 ways to it. Now, there can be 2 responses to this notice. Either I am having income, I have income, but I didn't deposit taxes. So I need to deposit it now. I need to deposit it now. But maybe I do not have income. I have lesser income this year. I have lesser income this year. If I will have lesser income, what I will do? I will ask, okay, I will say, okay, these are, I will produce evidences and say my income is low. So this year taxes are low and no taxes are required to be deposited. So this year taxes are low. Clear? So this is how it actually happens. I hope we are good till here. Let's move to the book now. Now, all of the concept of advanced tax we have discussed. One last thing. Sorry, I'm just forgetting a concept. Tell me, you have won lottery income. Can you estimate the income ever? Lottery income, can you estimate ever? The answer is no. Your capital gain, let's suppose you had no plans to sell the house property, but now you have sold the house property. There is no, you cannot estimate these incomes. You cannot estimate these incomes. They say, okay, government says do not estimate this. Whenever they incur, from after that, include in installments. After that, include in installments. Arun Sagar, it doesn't mean I can only estimate salary, house property, and PGP. Even other sources I can estimate, interest income and all that I can estimate. But there are certain incomes, lottery income, capital gain, which I cannot estimate, right? Now let's suppose I won a lottery in August 2025. I won a lottery in August 2025. Now I had 4 installments: June 15th, September 15th, December 15th, and March 15th. Now I didn't included these installments in. I cannot include these installments in June 15th. June 15th, this is August 2025. I cannot include it here. So this will not include it here. But while doing the computation, I will include it here. So even here, when I will calculate the 15% amount here, I will calculate the tax excluding the lottery income. Getting it? Because I cannot estimate, so no interest will be charged on this. Okay, come to the book. Page number 75. Everyone come to the book. Page number 75. Good till here, everyone? You are able to understand? Sorry. Okay. Liability for payment of advance tax. So you need to pay the advance tax if it is greater than 10,000 or more, right? Otherwise, 234B and C interest are charged. In case of senior citizens, they say if they are not having PGBP income and age is 60 years or more, no advance tax is payable. Computation of tax, you have to estimate the income. Then you have to compute the advance tax payable. Here it is about the notice. These all 3-4 paragraphs about the notice. Assessing officer can issue the notice. In case a person who has already been assessed a regular assessment in which the respect to total income, if he is the opinion that assessed person is liable to pay the advance tax, may serve an order under section 210 requiring the assessee to pay the advance tax. Now, order will be served based on the return income or assessed income, whichever is higher. They will see if last year whatever return was filed or if an assessment was done, but assessment was done, whichever is higher, they will take as the base for the advance tax. Now, this order can be sent no later than last date of February. Getting it? This order can be served till last date of February. You can study this. No reduction of tax deductible, but not deducted. Now let's suppose when you calculate your advance tax, you also estimate your TDS because TDS tax is already paid. TDS is also the tax is already paid. You will also take. Now there is a clarification here. Tell me, when you calculate your advance tax, you will calculate your tax liability. Then you see the tax is already paid. Less tax is paid. In taxes paid, the TDS will also come. In taxes paid, the TDS will also come. Right? Now, if there is a TDS liable to be deducted but not deducted, TDS liable to be deducted but not deducted by deductor, will you take the benefit of this? Is this actually deducted? Is this actually deducted? Is this actually deducted? No. Can you take the benefit of this? The answer is no. Because no tax is paid. So how you can take the benefit of this? Right? So this is the clarification given here. Some courts has given different opinions, but now it says in effect only if the tax has actually been deducted at source, the same can be reduced. Tax deductible but not so deducted cannot be reduced for computing the advance tax liability. This is the conclusion. Next, the amount assessee need to estimate the income or the order and all, right? This is advance tax payable. No, Anil, it's not our responsibility to ask him if he fails to deduct. That is a deductor responsibility to deduct the taxes. If he is not deducting, I don't have a problem. I will pay my advance tax. Now there are 4 due dates: 15%, 45%, 75%, 100%. This is the whole amount. Now, if this is for assessees other than 44AD or 44ADA, if you are following 44AD and 44ADA, it is presumptive taxation. Presumptive taxation will have less rules or more rules. What do you think? In presumptive taxation, we want to simplify the things or complex, make it complex. There will be less rules or more rules? Less rules, right? So there are, in case of 44AD or ADA, this is not applicable, this is not applicable, this is not applicable. Only this one is applicable. Only on or before 15th of March is applicable. So only on or before 15th March is applicable. Credit for advance tax, same. They say if you pay advance tax, then the credit will be given for the advance tax paid. Interest for non-payment or short payment of, yeah, the benefit is only for 44AD and ADA, right? Interest for non-payment and short payment of tax. Interest for non-payment or short payment of advance tax. Now 234B, if it is less than 90% of the advance tax, I said if you deposit up to 90%, there is no 234B interest. This is 1% per month up to the determination of liability. Since interest is calculated on the difference between the assessed tax and advance tax paid. Now, whenever you calculate, you see the tax. What is my tax? What is my tax? You reduce the TDS and TCS. Any relief under section 89, any tax credit you get under AMT. AMT you will study in next chapter, next to next chapter, right? You reduce it and then you calculate your balance tax liability. Clear? Are we good till here? Next, 234C. 234C. Same. Okay, tell me here, if my amount was up to, I have deposited 12% or more, then there is no shortfall. But let's suppose if I have deposited 11%. Now for calculating the shortfall, I will do the 77,688 minus 80, or what I will do? See here. Here I have deposited less than 12%. 67 into 12%. I have deposited only 30,000, not 77. For calculating the shortfall, now I know the interest is applicable. Now. For calculating the shortfall, I took a difference from the 15% amount, not for this. Getting it? So I calculated 97 minus 30, not 77 minus 30. Everyone, is that clear? When I calculate the shortfall, I calculate from 15% amount only, not 12% amount. Are you with me? See here, when you calculate the shortfall, it is 15% minus advance tax, 45% minus advance tax paid, 75% minus advance tax paid. And you charge 3 months interest here, 3 months interest here, 3 months interest here. In the last installment, you charge 1 month interest. Clear? Okay. Now, where the assessee declares under 44 AD and AD1, that we already know. There is only one due date, 15th of March, and that because it is only the last installment, so that the default would be for 1 month, 1% interest will be charged only. The non-applicability of interest under section 234C. Now, we have discussed this scenario. If it is a capital gain, it is a lottery winning, it is the PGBP. Now, it is the first time when the PGBP income is coming. You were not having the business income earlier. This is the first time. Or if there is dividend income other than dividend, then you will take this as part of remaining installments of advance tax which are due, or where no such installments are due by 31st March. You will take the tax in remaining installments because you cannot estimate these incomes. Clear? And meaning of tax due on the return income means whatever tax is there on the return income minus tax deducted minus collected, and any relief or any tax credit. You calculate the tax minus TDS TCS minus relief of tax 89.1 minus tax credit. Then it comes your return in tax on return income. Are you with me till here, everyone? So this is the concept of the advance tax. This is the concept of the advance tax. Clear? Can we move on to the next concept? TCS. TCS. Now for this, I'll give you a practical example. One of the income tax cases I dealt with. See here. Why TCS is applicable? Why TCS is applicable? I'll just take 1 or 2 examples to make you understand. Surely, in all the cases, I cannot give different examples, but think logically. There is a factory here. Let's suppose this person is running a factory. See, let me tell you, after you complete your inter, you will go to your articleship. Articleship is the phase when you will actually go to the businesses. See, think it. You have just completed your inter and then you have entered your articleship. In your articleship, you go on audits, you go to the client places, then you visit and you see a lot of things in the factories. You will see the beauty of this is if you will go to the factory, no one will give you access. But if you will go on an audit, everyone will give you access of all the things in the audit, right? You will have a look on the business records. You will have a look at the premises of the client. You will do the plant visits. Everything you do, you have access to all of that. So by that you gain a lot of knowledge. By that you gain a lot of knowledge. In fact, the plant visits and all I used to do during my articleship, I still remember till now. You learn a lot when you see how the machines are working, how the plants are working, how the processes are working, right? So there was a factory I used to audit. Now in that there was some scrap. They sell the scrap. They sell the scrap to the Mr. A. Now tell me, the person who is purchasing the scrap, who is purchasing the industry scrap? See, here I do not mean the roads. It means the normally whatever scrap, people who take scraps in from our homes. These are not scrap. Those persons. These are not those persons, because these are big scrappers. They collect a lot of scrap and they may be melting it and all. Let's suppose this company is this company is making pipes. Let's suppose this company is making pipes. So steel pipes. Now when it is making steel pipes, when they will make the pipes, there will be some scrap. There will be some scrap. That scrap is sold to Mr. A. That scrap is sold to Mr. A. Now tell me, for the government, it is easy to catch whom? Whether the government can catch the factory person easily or Mr. A easily. Think logically. For government, whether they can catch the factory person easily or the Mr. A easily. They can catch the factory person, right? Now they say, now this person will pay. This person will pay for this amount because factory has sold the scrap to Mr. A. Mr. A will pay this amount, pay to factory. Now, if the TDS concept we apply, TDS concept will be applicable on factory or Mr. A? If we apply the TDS concept, it will be applicable on factory or Mr. A? It will be applicable on Mr. A. So, but Mr. A is not a regular person. Mr. A is not a person who can handle all the compliances. So TDS concept has failed here. Getting it? Mr. A is not an organized person. Mr. A is a very small person. TDS concept will fail here. The government says, okay, we will come up with a concept of TCS, tax collected at source. It means the seller itself will collect. Seller will collect. Now, when the seller is selling off the scrap, the seller will invoice. When they will invoice, they will write, okay, scrap I have sold for, let's suppose 1 lakh. I have sold the scrap for 1 lakh. Plus on this, I will charge TCS. TCS is 1% of it. 1 lakh 1,000. Now instead of 1 lakh, the seller will collect 1 lakh 1,000. And this 1,000 extra collected will be paid to the government and it will be appeared in the Form 26 of Mr. A. That is the concept of TCS. That is the concept of TCS. No, Mr. A, no, Mr. A is not a just one-time transaction, Anil. Mr. A is not just one-time transaction. He can be a regular. He is a regular person who is purchasing scraps and dealing in it. Getting it? But it's not easy to catch Mr. A. So factory owner itself will collect. See, it is not tax deducted. That was deducted. If you were paying 1 lakh, you were paying 90,000. You were deducting the tax. It is collecting. You will have to collect 1 lakh. You collect additional 1,000. You will collect 1 lakh 1,000. You will remit 1,000 to the government, and it will appear in the 26 years of Mr. A. Clear? Everyone, are you with me till on this concept? This is the concept of. Now, another example I'll give you, another very practical example which I have dealt. There is a concept of parking lots. Let's suppose this company. Now, I'll give you one practical example. I have dealt another one case, income tax case on that. Yes, Tanisha, Mr. A will pay 1 lakh 1,000 to the factory. Ideally, he was to pay 1 lakh. That 1,000 extra will be deposited by factory owner to the government, and it will appear in the 26 years of Mr. A. and Mr. A will be able to claim the benefit. It is the tax paid on behalf of Mr. A. It is paid to government. By factory, and Mr. A will get benefit of this against his tax liability. Clear? Next. Now in my city, there is a cinemas. Now again, one more practical case I'm telling you in TCS to make you understand. There is a cinema hall. The city in which I'm living in, there is a cinema hall. In front of cinema hall, there is a parking. This is cinema hall. In front of cinema hall, there is a parking. This is the parking area. Now TCS, now tell me, these parking people, are they organized people or they are not organized? The people who manage the parking lots, have you seen those people? Can you expect them to maintain the books and keep all the records? They are very, very highly unorganized. So again, you cannot catch them. This cinema hall has given this parking to a contractor. To manage this parking, they've given it to a contractor. This contractor is managing the parking. They will charge some fee, 10 rupee per vehicle or something like that, whatever it is. Now tell me, for allotting this parking area to the contractor, will cinema hall charge something? For allotting this parking area to the contractor, cinema hall will charge something, right? So cinema hall charges, I'll come Maithili, give me 1 second. Cinema hall charges 1 lakh per year for this parking area from contractor. Now again, parking is also one of the items covered in TCS. Now let me tell you, this cinema hall forgot to collect TCS. Cinema hall forgot to collect TCS, and the company went under the audit. This was the income tax audit was going on. Income tax scrutiny was going on. And this got catched. The company deposited how much? 1,000 from their own pocket. But a penalty can also be levied. It's not only the taxes. There was a maximum penalty of 1 lakh that could be levied, and the company was levied a penalty of 1 lakh for this. Can you see the consequences of not following the TCS? The company was being levied a penalty of 1 lakh. Maithili, you are saying Mr. A is a small person. He won't be able to get the TCS benefit. No. Mr. A cannot keep so many rules. I cannot expect him to fill the TCS returns. But does every person file an income tax return? The answer is yes. Whenever he will file the income tax return, he can get a refund. And let me tell you, Maithili, these persons know how much TCS is deducted. Even to claim that refund, they will surely file the return. They will surely file the return. That's why the government is trying to catch them this way. They will say, okay, we will have no taxable income, but TCS is there. I will claim the refund of the TCS. These persons will surely go and file the TCS tax return to claim the TCS refund. Okay. So this is how the TCS concept is applied. Okay. So TCS is on certain items. First item is sale of certain goods. If any goods are being sold, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. If you sell alcoholic liquor for human consumption, again, it is not possible to catch those persons. So TCS is being applied. Tendu leaves. Okay, Maithili, let's avoid this discussion. Mr. A is a normal person. He has loss of TCS. The answer is no. Let me tell you, if his TCS is already deducted, he will surely go and file the return. He is not a mad person. He is not trying. These persons are very smart in that sense. And again, we are not going to discuss, but this person will go to the CA and they will ask, please file my return. I want to claim the refund, and they will surely file the return. Think logically. Why they will file the refund? If they have any tax due, maybe they may or may not file. But although there is a requirement, but this person will have tax refund for claiming the refund. Why we will not file? He will surely file. The issue is, if the TDS provision would have been applied here, then TDS return, quarterly return, monthly deposit, all that would have been there. But at least one yearly return government expects from everyone. One yearly return government expects from everyone. There is nothing bad about it. Okay, again, Mathili, we are not going to discuss how this person will behave. But yeah, that is the concept. And I have told you logically also it's working. Sale of certain goods. If you sell alcoholic liquor, 1% is the rate. Tindu leaves. I have taken one example of scrap. If you sell off the scrap, you need to collect 1% extra. Then timber, any of the forest produce being Tindu leaves, under a forest lease, timber, mineral, coal, lignite or iron ore, 1%. These rates, please do remember. Please do remember these rates. Okay. Next. It says, what is forest produce means? You can just study it. Next, non-applicability of TCS. See, let's suppose you are selling of the scrap or any material, but that is used in the production. Now think, this is the seller of scrap. This is the factory. This is selling scrap. This is the buyer. Buyer of scrap. If this person is in manufacturing, if using this scrap, he is manufacturing something, and then selling it off. And then selling. It means not just trading. It means not just trading. Then on this person, the TCS will not be applicable. He can give a declaration that, okay, he is using this item for the manufacturing. TCS will not apply. Factory will not collect the TCS. If it is only for the purpose of trading, the TCS will apply. Okay. Non-applicability of TCS. If it is for the manufacture, processing, or articles, or for the purpose of generation of power, not for trading purpose, then TCS will not apply. Next transaction is lease or license. Second transaction is lease, license, parking lot. I have also given you example of this. Parking lot example I have given you, toll plaza. For that, 2% TCS applies. Sorry, here the rate was 2%. I mistakenly written 1000. It is 2%, 2000. Next, sale of motor vehicle. Now, again, now car example is very famous here. There is a car showroom. There is a car showroom. I go and purchase a car from the showroom. I go and purchase a car from the showroom. Again, the government finds the car showroom owner to be the easy person to catch. They say, okay, if he is selling car, if the value of the car is 10 lakh or more, if the value of the car is exceeding 10 lakh, not 10 lakh or more, but it is exceeding 10 lakh. Sorry, it is exceeding 10 lakhs. Then in that scenario, TCS will apply. Now I'll give you my personal example here. I had purchased a car last year. So 1% TCS was collected on that car value, and it is deposited in my 26 years. So I can get the benefit when I will file the return. Sale of motor vehicle exceeding 10 lakhs. See, earlier only motor vehicle was there, but there is a notification of 22nd April 2025. The government has notified additional 10 items. So there are total 1 plus 10, 11 items now. Earlier there was only car. Now the government has notified 10 more items. There are total 11 items now. If you purchase any of these, if you sell off any of these items, you need to collect the TCS. You need to collect the TCS. 1 plus 10. Yes, in 26 years it is auto-populated. Okay. So any wristwatch, any art piece. Okay, what I'll do is, everyone, I'll try is, tomorrow we have the return filing session, right? Tomorrow we have the return filing session. I will try and show you. Tomorrow I will try to bring a real return in the class. Okay. I'll try to show you on the software, but I need to prepare for that because I cannot show you any PAN numbers on those things. I need to redact, but I'll show you. Okay, don't worry. I'll show you. I'll redact some of the client confidentials and then I'll show you. In fact, I'll show you some my own personal cases, right? Instead of client, I will redact certain information, then I'll show you. Okay. So 1 plus 10, 11. So wristwatches, art pieces, collectibles, helicopter, all these are any pair of shoes, right? So if they're exceeding 10,000 or more, sorry, 10 lakh, exceeding 10 lakhs, then TCS is applicable. Fourth transaction. So we have studied 3 transactions. First one, these items, forest produce and all. Second one was parking lot. Third one was motor vehicle. Fourth one is LRS. Very, very important. Exam point of view as well and real life as well. LRS. Let's suppose if you send the foreign remittance, there are 2 cases here. One is, and second one is overseas tour program. First one is foreign remittance. Let's discuss the foreign remittance first. Let's suppose I have seen these cases practically. Father is in India. Father is in India. Son is in the US. Father wants to transfer some money to the son. First of all, if this is a gift, will this gift be taxable? Is this gift taxable? The answer is no. Related persons gift. But if father will transfer this money to the son, the father is a resident. The father is a resident. How much money he can give? He, without any approval of the RBI, they can give up to $250,000. Up to $250,000 you can give. Clear? Up to $250,000 you can give. That is under the LRS, liberalized remittance scheme. Any individual can give. If they are transferring the money, let's suppose they are transferring 100k USD. Let's suppose they are transferring 100k USD, right? So in this scenario, when now what bankers will do? Now this is the bank here. This is the bank in between. Let's suppose ICICI Bank is the AD bank, authorized dealer bank. ICICI Bank is there. Now bank will collect from the father 100k. So the 250k is the limit. Bank will collect from the father 100k plus, yeah, FEMA comes into picture. Bank will collect 100k plus on this they will collect additional, how much? Additional 20% of the amount exceeding 10 lakhs. Now can you calculate? Exceeding 10 lakhs means 90 lakh, exceeding 10 lakhs. Okay, sorry. Let me take the amount in INR. Okay, for this purpose, because banks converted. Let me take this is 1 CR. The father is transferring 1 CR INR because that is less than 250k USD. The father is transferring 1 CR INR, 1 crore INR. Now, exceeding 10 lakhs means 90 lakhs. 90 lakhs into 20%. The bank will collect 18 lakh extra. So 1 crore 18 lakh the bank will collect. 1.18 CR the bank will collect from father and will remit. What the bank will do? Bank will remit 1 crore to the son and 18 lakhs to the government. Bank will remit 1 crore to the son and 18 lakhs to the government, and this will be reflected in 26 years of father. Father can claim the credit for this. Father can claim the credit for this. Why government is making all these provisions? Because government wants to see, okay, why, from where this money of 1 crore is coming to the father? Because there were many unauthorized transfers going on. So the government wanted to see from where this money of 1 crore is coming to the father. We will verify and then give the refund. There is no problem. Clear? The government wants to verify whether this 1 crore is a tax paid money or not. So this is the LRS on foreign remittance. Same way, if you book any overseas tours program, let's suppose you are going to visit Thailand, you're going to visit any country. If you book a overseas tour program, then up to 5 lakh, up to 10 lakhs, up to 10 lakhs, there is a 5% TCS, and greater than 10 lakhs, there is a 20% TCS. So this is a table here, authorized dealer, liberalized remittance scheme or overseas tour. In case of overseas tour, up to 10 lakhs, 5%, then after 20%. Now next is, do you remember section 80E, where the amount is remitted outside India? This is LRS. If you have remitted for the loan taken under 80E, interest on loan was allowed under 80E for the higher education. If you have taken a loan for which is qualified under 80E and you're transferring that outside India, there is nil TDS. Then if you transfer money, now I said father is gifting to the son, that was not for education. If they're giving for the medical or education, the rate is less. It is up to 10 lakhs, it's 0. Up to 10 lakhs, it's 0. Greater than 10 lakhs, it is only 5%. Greater than 10 lakhs, it's only 5%. And where the amount is other than education, in my example, up to 10 lakhs, it's 0. Then greater than 10 lakh is 20%. Greater than 10 lakh is 20%. Clear? I hope you are with me till here. Everyone. Everyone, are you with me? Okay. Transactions where no TCS is collected, you can just read, go central government and all. In these, no TCS is collected. Power of CBDT to issue guidelines, CBDT can issue the guidelines and they have given some guidelines. They've given some guidelines. These are very simple guidelines, but I'll quickly read it. They've asked whether the threshold of 10 lakhs to become, now see, what they've asked is, in case of overseas tour program, there is a limit of 10 lakhs up to 5, then 5% TCS is there, afterwards 20 lakhs. For the overseas tour program, there is a limit of 10 lakhs. That is a separate limit. And for this second point, whatever is covered in second point, there is a limit of 10 lakhs. Tell me, if you have already utilized the limit of 10 lakhs in B point for the medical and education, will you utilize it again in C point? Is it available for B point separately or C point separately, or combined 10 lakh limit is there? There is combined limit of 10 lakhs. That's what they are saying. It is clarified that the threshold of 10 lakhs is a combined threshold of the TCS on LRS. Right? Then next question number 2. Now whether the limit will apply separately for each remittance through different authorized dealers. See, now in 1 year, let's suppose I want to transfer the money. I want to transfer 50 lakhs. Can I do like this? I pick up ICICI Bank, HDFC, SBI, Axis, and PNB. I want to transfer 50 lakhs. Can I do this? I transfer 10 lakh from here, 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 and it is greater than, it is 50 lakhs, and there is no TCS. My purpose is also solved. There is no TCS. The answer is no. This is not allowed. See, I'm not sure if the RBI has a utility now. RBI was forming a utility when this notification was released. RBI was preparing a utility. I think a utility should be active now. So with the RBI utility, you can check how much a person has transferred. Now, yes, now the utility is active. I can see. I remember that. Now with the RBI utility, you can check how much a person has transferred in a financial year. But earlier the utility was not there. So what we used to do, they used to take the declaration from the customer that how much you have transferred in foreign for this year. Earlier they used to take a declaration from the customer. Now the RBI utility is there where you can check all the things. Since at the time of this guidelines, the facility was under a time, real time update is under development by the RBI. So till that time, the undertaking was taken from the customers. Clear? Next, there is a threshold of 10 lakhs for remittance under LRS for TCS to become applicable. There is another threshold for overseas tour program. Yes, we have already seen for the overseas tour program, there is a 10 lakh separate and the other is 10 lakh separate. Then these 2-3 questions are very simple. What is medical treatment? What is education remittance? Right? And what is overseas travel? You can just give it a quick reading. Now again it says here overseas tour program. What is overseas tour program? What is a buyer? Buyer means everyone other than public sector companies, central government and all. Same way in 206CF 1F, sale of goods but does not include central government and all. Who is a seller? And scrap. What is a scrap? Which is definitely not usable because of breakage, cutting up, wear and other reasons. So this is mostly about TCS. I hope it's clear till here. Any queries? Okay. Sorry. Now let's take up a break. We will take a quick break of 10 minutes and then we will come back. So it's 8:24. We'll come back and start in 10 minutes. Thank you. doesn't furnishes the PAN, then we will deduct the TDS at higher rates. Same concept as in TCS. If the collector doesn't have the PAN number of the other person, they will collect at higher rates. What are the higher rates? Here the rate is somewhat different. It is twice the rate specified in the relevant provision. Let's suppose in scrap 1% is there, so twice the rate 2% or 5%, whichever is higher, and the maximum rate cannot exceed 20%. Maximum rate is 20%. Tax would be deductible at the rate mentioned also in the, where the person furnishes the declaration but doesn't have a PAN. So this is the higher rate of tax, and it doesn't apply in case of non-resident who doesn't have a permanent establishment in India. Next, CBDT clarification. Now they have given some clarifications. Okay. Now tell me, think logically. In case of vehicles, this is, let's suppose I am taking, let's suppose this is Tata Motors. This is Tata local showroom. Your local showroom, and this is you customer. Tell me, will TCS apply in this transaction? Will TCS apply here when the Tata Motors is selling, Tata local showroom is selling you the car? Will TCS apply here? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Should TCS apply when Tata Motors is selling to its local showroom? Should TCS apply here? Is it the end consumer? The answer is no. It is not the end consumer. The TCS will not apply here. Clear? So it will not cover on the sale of motor vehicles by the manufacturer to the dealer or distributor. Clear? Now it is applicable only in luxury cars. The answer is no. Whatever, there is no definition of luxury car here. If the value of the car you're selling is exceeding 10 lakhs, then whether it is luxury car, normal car, whatever you say, the TCS is not only applicable to luxury cars, it is exceeding value 10 lakhs. You just see the value. Whether TCS is applicable to government and all, the answer is no. TCS is applicable on the aggregate value of sale during the year. Let's suppose you have purchased 4 vehicles of 7 lakh each. Will TCS apply for the vehicles? You have purchased 4 vehicles of 7 lakh each. Will TCS apply? It is coming 20 lakh. The answer is no. We see the individual value exceeding 10 lakhs. We see the individual value exceeding 10 lakhs. Then see the last question. If part payment is made by check and part by cash, no problem. Still the TDCS is extracted because the car value is exceeding 10 lakhs. Clear? Next, this is a summary. This is a summary they have given. 206C1, it is the normal TDS. 206C1F is about the vehicle. It is about the vehicle, motor vehicle, grid vehicle. Sorry. It is about the vehicle, right? 194Q TDS, you do remember what is 194Q TDS? What is 194Q TDS? Where the buyer is having turnover of greater than 10 CR and the goods, sale of goods is there. So great 0.1% of the value exceeding 50 lakhs. 0.1% of the value exceeding 50 lakhs. Now tell me, we discussed 2-3 provisions where the TDS apply in excess of the value. See, normally what I said, let's suppose 194C, the limit crosses 1 lakh. The TDS apply on the entire 1 lakh. There was one TDS on cash withdrawals where it was in 194Q. There were 2 provisions when the TDS is applicable on the limit exceeding, right? The cash withdrawals and 194Q when that TDS is applicable on the limit exceeding the amount, right? Amount exceeding the limit, sorry. This is the basic summary they've given. You can just go through this summary. Next concept. Furnishing of copy of declaration within specified time. Now again same thing, there's a procedural thing here. By the 7th of the month you need to give declaration which is furnished to you. TCS to be paid, again these provisions, if it is a government office and if there is a deposit of TDS without production of challan on the same day for the government office. Otherwise, if you're creating an income tax challan, then 7 days after the end of the month. Other than government office, 1 week from the last day of the month in which the collection is being made. So within 7th of the month, by the 7th of the month, you need to deposit the TCS. And what is the difference in the TDS and TCS? It is a tax deduction, it is a tax collection, right? Now in TDS, the person responsible to collect they need to deduct the tax at source, and here it is on various items, goods, licenses, authorized dealers, they all collect it. Then in case of TDS, it was the payment or the credit, whichever is earlier, right, which we discussed. Here it is the debiting the account or the receipt of such amount, whichever is earlier. And TCS will be dealt with in detail at the final level. Common number for TDS and TCS, there is a challan numbers that are common for the TDS and TCS. So this is your entire chapter. This is your entire chapter. Now you can go through this summary yourself. We have completed the entire chapter. Any queries? Two queries I had pending. Okay, before that, any queries you have, or you want me to discuss any topic in detail? Maybe if you have read any query, you have find out. If there is any topic you want me to discuss in detail. Everyone, Anil, Maithili, Harshal, Isha, clear? Arun Sagar. So what we'll do is, I had one or two queries which were pending. I'm just taking up those queries. Then we will practice some questions, okay? Then we will practice some questions. See, assessee is in Delhi. Okay, there were one query on ATGG. Assessee was living in Delhi, family was living in Indore. The assessee was living in a rented place in Delhi. In Indore, the own family was living, right? Whether ATGG is available, the answer is yes. The condition is wherever you are living on rent, you should not have a house there. You should not have a house at the place you are living in rent, right? You shouldn't have a house at the place where you are living at rent. Here the ATGG would be available. Someone asked this query, is that clear? ATGG would be available here. Is it clear? Another query which was pending is, Anchal asked me that, okay, so section 192 TDS, how the house property will affect the TDS. Let's suppose you have, let's take up an example. Let's think. Let's suppose with house property, you have without house property, your salary income is only I'm computing the income computed. I'm giving you the taxable income. I have house property income as well. Without house property income, the tax is coming 15,50,000. Taxable income is coming, and with house property income, the income is coming 18,56,000. Let's suppose the house property income is the balance. House property income was this much. Clear? Now tell me how much will be the total tax here. This is only the salary income. This is salary plus house property income. This is salary Now here I have not given any information to the employer about house property. Here I have given information to the employer about house property. And no TDS is deducted on the house property income. Now what is the total tax on the 15,50,000? Can you calculate? In the new regime, what will be the tax on the 15,50,000? 4 lakhs, 4, and then this minus 12 lakhs. It will be 0%, 5%, 10%, 15%. So this will be the tax here. Plus I will add cess. Now with house property income, it will come this much, 171,200. Now how much is the additional tax? Now okay, here the TDS will be how much? If I will follow this scheme, okay, sorry, I forgot to add 4% cess. Now since no TDS is deducted on the house property income, let's suppose no TDS is deducted. So here the monthly TDS that the employer will deduct will be this divided by 12, and in this scenario it will be this divided by 12. So this will be the difference of the monthly TDS. So if no TDS is being deducted on the house property income, no rental income, then accordingly the monthly TDS of the that employer will deduct will increase, because the employer computes your entire taxable income, then calculate your taxes. Clear? But to be true, normally employees don't give all this information. Many employees don't give all this information. When they file the return, then they do it themselves. Okay. So this is how we do it. Let's come back. If a showroom's reseller purchases a car from the manufacturer and TDS is deducted assuming all the conditions are fulfilled, why is the reseller required to collect TCS again on the same value while selling the car? Arun Sagar, if a showroom purchases a car from the manufacturer, TDS is deducted under which section? Arun Sagar is saying if TDS is already deducted, let me just 194Q, right? Correct? Now in this scenario, if here let's suppose 194Q is applicable. Here 194Q is applicable. Then here why TCS is there? Tell me 194Q is to track this transaction. Now is Tata Motors in the showroom same? The answer is no. It is normally the Tata doesn't operate the showroom. It is the individual that has separate taken a franchisee. They own the showroom. They've taken the agency for the car. They will operate the showroom. So it is for track their incomes. Now about the customer, we want to know about the customer. For this, the TCS will track this transaction. That's why, see, if in any transaction TCS is applicable, TDS is applicable, TCS will not be applicable. But here these are two transactions, two different types. Time it is applicable, right? Arun Sagar. Clear? Any other doubt before we move on to the questions? Okay, let's go to the questions now. The summary is very good in every chapter. Please do go through all these summaries. Okay. This is the question we have. See, this is how you will get, this is, you will get to know how the testing is being made for TDS provisions. Okay, one more thing I'll tell you. I had taken one session. You will, if you want to revise the questions of all of these topics, if you want to revise the top questions of all these topics, I have taken the revision from clubbing, set off, carry forward, then deductions, then this TDS TCS advanced tax, and the next chapter would be return filing. On all these, I have already taken sessions, revision session in March 2026. In March 2026, I had taken, I think those sessions should be available on the ICAI portal. So you can, BOS portal. So you can check those revision sessions. I had taken 2 sessions where I had done a lot of questions on all these topics. Clear? So in fact, let me find it out. BOS. I'll tell you the dates. I'll tell you the dates. Give me one. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that was 23rd March and 25th March. So what I'll suggest is, these were the dates when I had taken revision session for all of this and have done multiple questions. So on these 2 dates, I have taken chapter 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8. We have taken revision sessions. So you can just find it on the ICAI and also the YouTube as well, right? So you can just view these lectures. Okay, let's start. Ashwin doing manufacture and wholesale trade business for the following information. Ashwin is an individual. His total turnover is this much. We need to see the TDS. Okay, for an individual HUF, we see the last year turnover or current year turnover for the applicability of TDS for most of the provisions. We see the last year. Yes, Anchal, it's 23rd and 25th. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me just clarify that. Okay, Vishak, I'll come to that as well. Okay, give me one moment. Let me give you those lectures so that you are able to find that out. Right. So it was the revisionary classes. I think maybe you can find it easily on the portal. Uh, Maybe I'll not invest time right now. Maybe you can just quickly look at it. Okay. Group 2. I have taken those 2 sessions. I think you should be able to find that out. I've given you the dates as well. With those dates, you should be able to find out. If not, then you can just let me know. Okay. I'll also try to find out the links. Okay. We see the preceding year, it is exceeding 1 CR. So TDS will be applicable. TDS will be applicable, right? Now, the first is interest paid to UCO Bank. Ashwin has paid interest to UCO Bank. Will TDS be applicable? Section 194A. 194C applies on transaction between contractor and subcontractor, but in 194H, TDS doesn't apply on transaction between advertising agency. Vishakha, the advertising agency concept was different. In case of advertising agency, the TDS is applicable 194C, but it was between the advertising agency and the TV channel, then it was not applicable. Okay. Tanisha is saying no maximum limit is of 50K. Tanisha, tell me, it is the interest paid to the bank. When I pay, let's suppose I have taken a loan. Think of like this, I have taken a loan and I am paying interest to the bank. Do I pay the TDS? To the banking company, even if the interest is more than 50K, to the banking company it is not applicable. Contract payment to Raj, 2 contracts of 12,000 each. 194C, 194C, there are 2 contracts of 12,000 each. Will TDS apply? What is the limit? 30,000 in a single payment or 1 lakh? 30,000 in a single payment or 1 lakh total? Nothing applies, not applicable. Shop rent, I have paid the shop rent, section 194I, because I am a business, individual business covered greater than 1 CR. 40,000, it is not exceeding 50,000 per month, not applicable. Commission paid 7,000, I have paid commission of 7,000, not applicable. What is the limit for commission? 20,000 is the limit. 194H, not applicable. Very simple. Second, compute the amount of tax deduction at source at the following payments made by S Limited during the financial year 25-26 as per the provisions of Income Tax Act 1961. Payment of 2 lakh to Mr. R, a transporter who owns 8 goods carriages. If I am paying to the transfer, it is 194C. He is owning 8 goods carriages and furnish a declaration to this effect along with his PAN. Will TDS be applicable? Will TDS applicable? Not applicable, because up to 10 goods carriages he has and he is in the business of flying, hiring, leasing, and he has furnished a PAN, then TDS is not applicable. Royalty fee, sorry, technical fee 25, royalty 20. Both are limit, there are separate limit of 50K. So FTS is also less than 50K, royalty is also less than 50K, so nothing. Payment of 25K to X Limited for repair of building. Repair of building, 25K payment, not applicable, because it is less than 30K 194C. Payment of 2 lakh to Mr. A for purchase of diaries made according to the specifications of S Limited. However, no material was supplied by A Limited or S Limited or subsidiaries, by S Limited or its associates. No material was supplied. Payment is of 2 lakhs. No material was supplied. Payment is of 2 lakhs. What do you think? It is a contract for sale, because no material is supplied. It is not a works contract. It is not a works contract, not applicable. Payment of 2,30,000 to Mr. Bharat for compulsory acquisition. For compulsory acquisition, there is a payment. There is a payment for compulsory acquisition. No TDS is applicable. No TDS is applicable. 500K is the limit. Payment of commission 14K. Again, payment of commission 14K. No TDS is applicable, because there is a limit of 20K. 20K. Clear? Next, examine the applicability of TDS provision and TDS amount. Rent of 55,000 per month was paid for hire of machinery. What will be the TDS? Rent of 55K is paid for the hiring of machinery. 2%. It is greater than 50. What will be the TDS amount? What will be the TDS amount? 1100. 1100 is for 1 month. 1100 into 12. It will be for the entire year. The answer will be 1100 into 12. Clear? 13,200. Fee paid to Dr. Srivasan Sundar HF for surgery performed for a member of family. Fee paid to a doctor for member of family by the HF. Fee is paid to a doctor. 194J. Is it a personal payment? Is it a personal payment? On personal payment, is it applicable? Right? On personal payment, it is not applicable. It's not applicable on personal payment. Fee paid to Dr. ABC company paid 19K to one of the director as sitting fee. Paid to director as sitting fee. Is TDS applicable? Is TDS applicable? Yes. Is there a limit of 50K in the sitting fee? Is there any limit of 50K irrespective of the amount? 19K into 10%. 1900 will be the TDS. 1900 will be the TDS. Clear? Examine the applicability of TDS deduction and source rate and amount. Payment by company to Mr. Ram, subcontractor, 3 lakh with outstanding balance of 1,20,000 shown in the books. They have paid 3 lakh plus 1,20,000 is outstanding. Payment or credit, whichever is earlier. On how much amount TDS will be applicable? 194C. On how much amount and what rate? Harshal, 3 lakh they have already paid. 120K is yet to be paid. The total amount is 4,20,000. What they are saying? 3 lakh is already paid. The total contract is of 420. 120 is already next to be paid. The answer will be 420 into how much percentage? 194C. 1% or 2%? Rate will be 1% or 2%? 1% because individual HUF. 4,20,000 into 1%, 4,200. Winning from race horses, horse race. It is exceeding 10,000, so 30%. 30%. 1,50,000 into 30%, 45,000. Next. 2 lakh paid to Mr. A resident individual on 22nd February 2026 by the state of Uttar Pradesh on compulsory acquisition. Compulsory acquisition. 194 LA. Arun Sagar, the race horses were 194 BB, not BD. Yes, less than 5 lakhs, so not applicable. This is a theory question. Question number 5 is a theory question about advanced tax on casual income and capital gains. Okay. Sixth question. Mr. Raja paid 12 lakh on 1st November 2025 to Messrs. Thomas Cook for a holiday package for a week with his family comprising of wife and 2 children being 22 years in the last week of November. Mr. Raja also remitted 13 lakhs out of his personal savings under allies as gift to sister. First of all, for this holiday package, 12 lakhs, how much TCS will be there? For the first 10 lakhs, it is 5%. 5%. Then next 2 lakhs, it will be 20%. Next, they have also remitted under LRS. Separate limit of 10 lakh is there. Up to 10 lakh, nothing. Then next 3 lakhs, it will be gift to sister. Is it for education or medical? The answer is no. Then it is 20%. Then it is 20%. Clear? Mr. Rohit and Mr. Raj are the joint owners of a house property. They sold the house property on 31st December 2025 for 60 lakhs, received 30 lakh each for the respective share. However, the stamp duty value was 75 lakhs. The property was jointly owned. Which section? Which section of TDS? 194 IA. Either the total value or the stamp duty value exceeds 50 lakhs. 60 lakh or 75 lakh, whichever is higher or lower. We will deduct TDS on 60 lakh or 75 lakh, whichever is higher. 75 lakhs. How much is the rate? How much is the rate? 1%. 75 lakh into 1% will be the TDS. Luxury car, 15 lakh to the distributor. XYZ had sold to the given luxury car to the distributor. Mr. A, as an incentive, have we discussed another provision for perquisite or incentive? $194 greater than 20,000. How much is the TDS on the perquisite? 10%. 10%. Clear? Mr. Samir, next question. Mr. Samir, age 52 years, provides you the following information, determines the advance tax liability. Okay, 80,000 is the estimate tax liability, 12,000 is the TDS. What is the net? What is the net amount? Net amount is 868,000. Let's see the sum. 68,000 is there. You will calculate 15% here, then balance 35. Sorry, 45%, then 75%, then 100% here. This is how you will calculate. Okay, one important point to note. If you will just calculate 45% here and you will not reduce 10,200, you will not get the marks. Because they're asking you the liability at every installment. You can calculate 45% here, but you need to reduce the previous amount here as well. If you will not reduce, your answer is incomplete. You need to reduce this 51K, 30K, 10,200. It is very important to reduce this. Okay? Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? Okay. Now, let me show you one thing. Sorry. Now I'm showing you one or two forms, how it shows. Okay. This is how form 26AS looks like. This is form 26AS. See, In this person is a non-resident, so they have deducted TDS under section. Okay, Arun Sagar, I'll come to it. This they have deducted section under for non-resident 195. See here, the Karnataka bank has deducted TDS. The income is 4,06,000. They have deducted TDS. In the non-resident, the rates are different, so you cannot compare the rates here. Okay. Same way, the income tax has given the refund. On the refund, they have given the interest. They have deducted the TDS. So this is how the 26 years looks like. Right. So this is form 26 years. Now next, government has launched two forms. We call it AIS and TIS, where the government has all your information. See here, I'm showing you this form. They give you like this. This is the AIS annual information statement, TIS taxpayer information summary. The government has your information: interest from saving banks this much, interest from deposit this much. This is the outward remittance. This is the receipt of the foreign remittance. Now, if you will, now let's suppose if in your tax return you will show interest from deposit as 3 lakh, will the government send you a notice? If you will show your interest on deposit as 3 lakhs, will the government send you a notice? The answer is yes. So the process is automated. If something is not matching, the government will give you the notice. Clear? So this is TIS. Another thing is AIS. AIS is just the detailed version of it. See, you have the interest from Karnataka Bank, it will show the detailed entry, date wise. That is AIS. So this is how the AIS and TIS looks like, and the 26 AS looks like. Clear? Now let me show you how do we actually prepare the returns, so you will get better idea. I will show you through the software. If you show the amount more than AIS, then fair enough, no problem, because you are showing more incomes. The government has no problem, right? See, this is I've created a dummy return here. So I'm showing you one of the software, assessment year 26-27. Let's suppose you have salary income. You will enter here salary income. Let's suppose your basic pay is 8 lakhs. Your salary income will come here. Then I'm not entering other details. I think I made that 80 lakhs. Okay, I made that 80 lakhs. Okay, let's continue with 80 lakhs only. I made the salary income 80 lakhs. Then let's suppose I have house property income. House property income is, let's suppose, 5 lakhs. Let's suppose I have only these two incomes. Let's see the computation. And I have not paid any taxes here. Can you see my 80 lakh income is there, 75,000 standard deduction is given, 7925 is the income. Then 5 lakh was my income, 30% is given, 3 lakh 50,000 is my rental income. Total is 82 lakh 75,000. The tax due will come 20 lakhs, then surcharge will be applicable because it is greater than 50 lakhs, 10%, 4% education cess. Now they have calculated interest under 234 ABC. Now tell me, as of now the due date has not passed. Will 234A apply? Will 234A apply? The answer is no. Let's see it. See here, they have charged interest of 2,13,000. You see the bifurcation here. Only 234B is applicable for 4 months here, and because it is July running, and 234C is applicable. 234B is A is not there, and it is the calculation of the 234C. First installment you are required to give 15%, you haven't given, right? So they've calculated the interest of 3%, 1%, 3%, 3%, and 1%. The total is coming 1,19,000. And here 234B they have charged month-wise. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? So this is how we prepare the returns practically. Okay. Now, any queries you have in this chapter? Someone was asking a question, problem number 2, fourth point. Okay. Okay, see here. I have paid a commission of 14,000 to Mr. Y. Now, on commission, what is the limit? 194H. Arun Sagar, what is the limit for 194H? Threshold 20K. So will TDS apply here? The answer is no. Clear? Is that clear, Arun Sagar? Okay. By the way, guys, how are you preparing for your exams? Like, do you want any exam tips? See, what I will suggest is, whenever you prepare for your exams, one second. Whenever you are preparing for your exams, first of all, the first is read the book. Read the book. Now, whenever you read the book, please use highlighting. Please use highlighters. Although the ICAI has given you good summaries at the end of the chapter, but many a times only summaries won't work. Yeah, Harshal, today's notes I will upload right after the session, but it will take some time in showing you, because the team will approve it, then only it will be visible to you. Right after the session, I will upload the notes. I will use two highlighters. Normally, I used to use two highlighters. One is I used to use the yellow highlighters. Another one is green highlighter I used to use. Whatever important things you find, see, maybe some pages will be like this, which are totally yellow in your book, because maybe that page is so important that you want to read it every time. Whatever you think that will be helpful in the second revision, you please highlight it with yellow color, so that next time you study only the yellow highlighted portions, you don't study the entire provision. You can see there are only some criticalities in that section, criticalities in that provision. Please mark that as yellow. Please mark that as yellow. Okay. Then if something is very difficult, and if something is your finding is difficult, and you want to refer every time, or it's very, very important, then that you mark as green. That you mark with as green highlighter. If you will use the highlighters, you will never face the problem that in one day how to revise the entire syllabus. If you will use the highlighters, You will never face the problem how to cover the entire syllabus in one day. You can easily cover it up. See, when I was in CA final, yes, from book you can cover. You don't need any other theory. So when I was in CA final has 6 modules of the income tax. Now, but in a single day, I was able to easily revise because, and I hadn't prepared any separate summary notes. I used the main book, but everything was so well highlighted that in one day I was able to revise very easily from the main book itself. Is it sufficient to simply stick to ICAI material theory and problems along with previous paper RTPs and MTPs? Yes. Anil, now you have the model test papers as well, right? Model test papers are there. Please do practice all of those model test papers. Those are very good. See, ultimately, the questions will be asked from these only because these are the concepts. This is the material. And ICAI has given you a lot of test your knowledge other question. You stick to that only. ICAI material is enough. See, Anil, I'll tell you one thing. Either you refer 5 different books. See, ultimately, ICAI is the body to which you will appear the exams and you are referring the ICAI books. So there is no better source than that. And they've also included so many examples now. Second thing, if you will refer 5 different books, you may find 1 or 2 lines extra in every book. But ultimately, either studying 5 books or it's better to study one book 5 times. That is, one book 5 times is much better to score the exams well and to understand the things well. If the book is not good, then that is a separate case. ICAI books are now well designed. Getting it? So it's always better to stick one book and give it a reading 5 times rather than doing 5 books at one time. Now, see, if you have already highlighted the sections in your book, you will find it easy to read. See, if like TDS chapter is big, it is 100 pages chapter. But if you have highlighted, you can cover it in 3 to 4 hours easily whenever you revise second time. And whenever you revise third time, the automatically time will reduce. In upcoming attempt, entire income tax gets changed with a new act. I am internally feeling nervous and tensed. If I don't clear in this Jan attempt, I have to start classes. Any suggestion? Anil, see, first of all, with the fear of failing, you can pass. When I was in CF, when I entered the C exams, I never took the fear of failure, and I was able to pass in the first attempt. In one, I secured all India rank in inter as well as in finals. Please be 100% confident. If you prepare the 100% of the curriculum well, and you have appeared for the mock test and all those things, no one can stop you. No one can stop you from passing, whatever the result percentage is. So please don't fear. First of all, you should remove the fear from yourself. If you will start fearing, then you will start losing. Another thing, but it is the harsh reality that everyone cannot clear. Some students will still be there. So, see, if till January 26, January 27, this act is being followed, from May 2027 exams, see, the new income tax will be taught. The new income tax will be taught. But let me tell you, in the new income tax, all the concepts have been retained the same level. All the concepts are same. Just the section number has changed, minor language has changed. All the notifications and circulars which are given in the old act will continue to apply in the new act. So in fact, Anil, there are 2 ways to do. Let's suppose in case anyone has to cover the new act, how to cover it up? 2 ways. One is, because you know all the concept, there is no new concept. You can purchase the new book of the ICAI and then give it a reading. You will easily understand. Still, if you are unable to understand, you can see surely the classes will already be recorded for that. You will have the recorded lectures. See those lectures at a speed of 2.2 at a double speed. See those lectures at a double speed because you already know the concept. You just need to refresh it. You can see it as a double speed or 1.5 speed. That will help you to reduce your time for the lectures. Clear, Anil? So that way it will be, you can cover it up. Okay. So please do use highlighters. At least study 4 to 5 times your book. 4 to 5 times book, please study. Then give test. give mock test. Writing is also very important. See, when I was in CA final, I used to study a lot. But until the time you write, because you don't know, many people know the concepts, but they're not able to explain. And then they lose the marks. Because ultimately, examiner will see what you write. Examiner will see what you write. You can purchase any test series as well. You can appear for the mock test, right? Let's suppose if you're not able to appear the mock test at the branches, I think it is at the branches, right? Then you can purchase any test series, home-based test series. That way you can plan. But always do write. See, what is the meaning of the test series? That someone should be able to check and give you the inputs what you have written. That is the meaning of the test series, right? If there is someone who can check and give you the inputs what was wrong, then that is the best thing. Anchal, you can't find words for explaining. See, the best thing to revise the theory. In fact, income tax is practical, theory plus practical. The best way to revise the theory. Let's suppose I have this book. I have this book. Now, if I have to revise it, what I should do? Let's suppose we have done section 194 ITDS on property. So ITDS on property. You read it from the book. If you have read it from the book, then what you do? If you have read it from the book, then what you do? Please close the books and try to memorize. Try to memorize. Okay. In 194A, it was NESSE. It was I sell it to the resident individual. Then I need to deduct the TDS. The limit is more than 50 lakhs. Stamp duty value or consideration, whichever is higher. The rate is 1%. PAN number is not mandatory. We can deposit directly using the PAN number, right? So you just revise like this, close by closing the book. If you will revise like this, you will always get the text. You will always remember the things. If you will always you will always remember the things, and if you know the things, you always have the content. Anchal, if you know the things, you always have the content. The problems comes then when you don't know the things. This strategy I've used. Another thing is, please make your, whenever you are starting your revision or any classes, please make your schedule on paper. What people do, they start revising, they are studying for 15 hours a day or something, right? But believe me, please make a schedule. Track yourself by when you will be able to complete the curriculum, right? Please track yourself. And let me tell you, in CA Inter, there is no need to study 15 hours if you are studying effectively. If you are studying effectively, 10 to 12 hours during the final revisions is fine. But if you should be studying effectively, otherwise one HUF exceed in case of business or professional respectively. Yeah, Harchal, okay. Clear? So this is how you appear for it. But this way, please do it. Also highlight the questions. Please also identify the questions which you need to do before the exam. Because all the questions you cannot practice again and again. Which questions are very, very simple, please do ignore that. And also highlight the questions which you need to do. The same way highlighting thing, okay? So this is how you can plan your studies. If you have any other questions, that's it from my side for today. I believe there is no other query pending as well. I have taken all the queries. I will upload the class file right after this. Another thing is about that. Tomorrow, okay, tomorrow we have session. Tomorrow is the final session that I will have with this batch. So if you have any queries, you can ask me tomorrow as well. Okay. So tomorrow we will do the return filing. Return filing. Clear? So now, if you have any questions, I can also help unmute and you can ask. Else we are good to go for the today. I'm waiting for 1 minute if anyone has any questions. Four to five times read on what manner? Maithili, first time you give it a full reading. Second time, first time and second time, first time you should also highlight. Second time, I would suggest give it a complete reading. And third time, only give reading to the highlighted portions. Fourth time also only give and focus on the green highlighted ones. And fifth time, you will be able to track it yourself, what you need to study and what not. But at least 3 to 4 times is what minimum required. First time, study the entire thing, highlight the thing. Second time also study the entire, focus on the highlighted portion. Third time only study the highlighted portions. So we have to follow this for each chapter, right? Yes. Step by step read. We need to reduce the pages, right? We need to reduce the content. Clear? Anything else? Okay then. Thank you very much, everyone. Please do come prepared. If you have any questions, is it okay to take AI help? Anil, for which thing? AI help for what? In exams, the AI will not be available. About doubts, yeah, you can always discuss, you can always ask your doubts to the AI, right? In fact, you have these groups as well. I see you have a Telegram group. Why don't you people put your questions in the Telegram group? Why don't you make study groups and all, right? Other students also replies and you also reply. That will make interactive. Utilize it to the best, okay? Let's suppose you are unable to get something. Just open the WhatsApp, click the picture on the Meta AI, upload it. Maybe you will get the resolved out immediately. If still anything is there, put it on the group. Telegram groups you have. Clear? Anything else? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I hope guys you have enjoyed the session. I hope you would have enjoyed the session. Thank you very much. Meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow also we have, tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow we have class at 7 a.m. only, right? Thank you very much. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow. Team, we can close the session. Thank you.
Recording stopped.